So, 10 years ago, I was testing a set-top box with the help of an eye tracking device. Basically, users had to solve different tasks. I was observing it, and at the end of the task, I was asking questions and asked them to rate different features. And there were some hard-to-notice features in this set-top box. Basically, none of the users recognized it. But surprisingly, they rated it, and more surprisingly, they rated it with a pretty high score. So when I tried to debunk this with different cross questions, they gave me sophisticated answers with confidence. But these answers were absolutely fake because they not even see the given feature. So that was a big aha moment in my professional life, and since that, I'm working on the road to search for better testing approaches. Hello, my name is Tárkány-Kovács Balázs. I'm the lead UX designer at Ergománia, and today I'm gonna tell you 3 major things about my 15 years of experience of research and design. So, user testing black belt. Sorry for this title. I was asked to have a clickbaiting title, but let's see what you can expect. So, in traditional Far Eastern martial arts, there wasn't any blade system used. It was developed in the late 1800s in Japan for competitive combat sports, namely judo, and the purpose of it was to match competitors against each other on the same comparable level, so they won't beat the shit out of each other in the first minute. In this ranking system, there are different ranking systems for karate, judo, kung fu, whatever, but basically in this ranking system, as you can see, the black belt means something in the middle. It means you are competent in a given style, basic techniques and principles, and you have a good understanding of the underlying rules and ability, but you're not yet perfected the skills. So, what I wanted to say with that's only the beginning of your testing journey. I want to speak about 3 major things. None of them should be new to you. None of them is complicated, but still, as I see in my professional life, you're just not using it, nor designers, neither clients. The first is testing is design. The second is opinion is not behavior. And the third is the why is everything. For a designer, testing should be like tasting. You try to cook something new. You put a pan on the stove, you throw in some ingredients, you have a stir, and then you taste it. And you put in some more ingredients, you stir it again, you taste it again. And so on, from iteration to iteration. That's testing. The testing is not an exam, it's not the final approval tool. Testing is itself a core design tool. It's not for saying 80% of the users like it, so we are done, thank you very much, good job. But it's for the process of constant changing, so we can check if we are going to the right direction, and more importantly, so we can change, and more importantly, to have an opportunity to be inspired. And what I mean by that, let me see later. So, what about inspiration? Inspiration can come out of nowhere. Yeah, the muse is coming and kissing your head. But usually it's not happening, especially not in projects. You have to put some work in it. You have to make some effort. You have to experiment. You have to play around. You have to try new ideas. You have to fuck it up. You have to have dead ends until you find the right solution, until you are confident with your solution. Maybe on the journey of that, you will find new ideas you never thought before. But what's the way of the fucking up? It's called iterations. Iteration is a basic natural process of the human brain. You were you're iterating every time if you're doing something new, even unconsciously. Everybody did it before UX was born. Everybody did it before Agile was born. If you have a piece of wood in your head and you're carving it, and then you put it in the distance and have a look and carve again and again, that's iteration. You're not sure at the beginning where you will end with that, but you have some picture in your head, and you play around. Also, if you're writing music, you do the same. Paul, we need an A. I think we need an A minor here instead of the G sharp major. Oh, John, all we need is love. Or for the younger generations, the same message. You are doing it when you're parking. You go into the parking lot with your car, you move back and forth until you find your perfect spot. And of course, usually you're doing it when you're starting a family. So, question, who thinks it's a wireframe? That hurts. So everybody else thinks it's not a wireframe. Why? Just shout in. It's not enough detailed. It's black and white. What's the problem? Okay. I was just curious about your mental model of wireframes, but in my life, it's a wireframe already, yeah? It's a very low-level wireframe. It was made in a workshop, in a given project in the first workshop. So it's a kind of a wireframe. The whole reason, we have two reasons. We have two reasons to make wireframes as UX designers. The first reason is that the wireframes are an universal, easy-to-understand visual language. If you have a development team, different people from different parts of the company, and they have a written specification, a functional specification or something, the level of understanding is something like that. But if they have wireframes about the same topic, about the same subject, even low-fidelity wireframes, the level of understanding is much, much bigger. So that's the first reason, the universal language. And the second reason is to be able to test, to be able to build a small prototype and test it. You can test wireframes at the low level or some higher level, or some more higher level, or I would say that's the moment when would you say that, oh, that's a wireframe, now I recognize it. True? Or it is someone who thinks it's still not a wireframe? So actually, it was these pictures are from the same project. It was a 4-week period from the workshops to the actual wireframes into the final designs in Sketch. And we try to test them as frequently as possible. Of course, you cannot test everything at every level, but there's many opportunities to test if you're doing it through. All right, so testing is design. It's to keep direction, and it's to let new ideas in, so let you find new ideas. It's a core design tool. You should deploy it every time you put down the pencil. Okay, next chapter, behavior versus opinion. If you're testing with users and they are giving you answers, you are looking, now let's rephrase it. If you're testing with users, you're looking for true answers, not just fake opinions. What does it mean? What I mean by that? If you're asking something and they're giving you answers, you never can be sure that they are telling the truth. Not because they are lying consciously, not because they want to mislead you, but just because they are human. And also, if you listen to their opinion, to their interpretation of the underlying problem, it could be misleading. How I mean that? It's not. Oh, it's moving. Study conducted by the University of Massachusetts. The study found that 30% of people lied at least once during a 10-minute conversation and told an average of 2 or 3 lies. Most people lie in everyday conversation when they are trying to appear likable and competent. Appear likable and competent, or maybe some cognitive dissonance is working in your head. What is cognitive dissonance? The classic example is you buy a new car after tons of research. And after a couple of weeks, somebody's coming to you and asks some questions about your car. Do you like it? Is it good? It was a good decision or not? And people in this situation tend to forget all the problems and only remember the positive things. Oh yeah, it's a good one. I don't mind it. I like it. I really, it's superb. Why is it happening? Because they don't want to face if they maybe had a wrong decision. When I was testing this set-top box, actually not this one, but kind of this, you remember from my intro, the users rated features they hadn't even seen. And they said that it's easy to use, the design is nice, and there were nothing in their eyes. So what happened here? They were probably, they just didn't want to look stupid. They saw this feature, another feature, and there was some hidden feature. Oh, fuck, I haven't seen it. But anyway, I'm telling something about it. So it's so easy. It just happened. So how big that problem could be? Okay, they are telling small lies, but is it a big deal? Let's see. It's a Jimmy Kimmel show. They asked people about if they care about the extinction of the Homo sapiens. Guys, I need some help. The video is not starting. It should be a YouTube link, live feed. Can you help me? Sorry? Please help. That's the high point of my presentation. Really, some jokes. They went on the streets and asked people, not the same question, but something about the same question, about they care or not about the extinction of the Homo sapiens. And different people gave different, let's say, funny answers, and the other hand, very interesting answers we could learn from. It's okay if you just run it in YouTube or anything. What? Okay, then can you put on YouTube and search for Jimmy Kimmel, just Homo sapiens extinction? Thank you. Sorry, guys. It was tested and it worked. Don't know what happened. No problem. Oh, now I'm in trouble. I don't have any UX jokes. I should have one for these. Anyone a UX joke? Yes. Oh, thank you, Shani. Yeah? Yeah?
Whole room was full. When we started the lunch, the big plates start up from that side, and we started going from this way. So we should should have think already before that when we will open the room, people will come from this side. They need a plate and a food and a salty food, and furthermore, dessert should be last side. So this message was not properly conveyed from our event right or Fintech or I don't know who or to the cabin side.
Is it a joke, or are you serious? Thank you. Guys, need any help? In YouTube, just type Homo sapiens extinction and it's coming. Oh. Ta-da. Yeah, now, now the stage is set. Yeah, well, I'm shitting my pants. It's just a tiny little video with no message, really, I'm sorry. Oh, fuck, yeah, now we're joking, or I'm serious. Unfortunately, I can't move on because it's really... Oh!
Released a report this week that says, among other things, more than 1 million species of plants and animals are facing extinction, which is a scary thing that we will do nothing about. And you know, if pizza was in danger of going extinct, we would go nuts. We'd band together to protect our national pepperoni reserves. But this is something we need to act on. So to raise awareness, we went on the street, we asked people if they're worried about one endangered species in particular, Homo sapiens, which, of course, are humans, are us. And we asked humans if they care about the extinction of humans, and this is what we got back.
It's a big hot-button issue right now in the environmental community. Are the Homo sapiens worth saving? What's your take?
Yes.
Why is that?
Just because there's a lot of animals that are extinct now that were amazing back in the day, but like dinosaurs, they extinct. And someday we could look back and be like, oh, we didn't save them, the Homo sapiens, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't save them, so like maybe they could be like the next dinosaur. Because the dinosaurs hunted, they killed each other and other creatures, so.
So you're saying let's not let the Homo sapiens become like the dinosaurs?
Kinda.
We have to find a way to live with the Homo sapiens in a way where we don't, they don't affect us, we won't affect them, kind of like in a separation type of way.
I don't know what a Homo sapien is. If they're going extinct, that's very sad, but at the end of the day, I don't care.
It's not the fact that I don't like Homo sapiens, it's just that we have always lived without them, so we don't know anything at all.
What would you be willing to give up to save the Homo sapiens?
Great question.
Thank you.
I think you just give with your heart. You give what you feel.
Would you do $100 a month?
I would say probably 50.
Have you ever seen a Homo sapien?
You don't want to know. Yeah, I saw one once at the zoo.
Describe it.
Furry.
Yep.
Big. Gorilla looking. He was picking his whatchadilly.
He was?
Yeah.
I've never seen one do that.
Well, I did.
Is it worth saving them with our taxpayer dollars?
No, because we can use it better somewhere else than Homo sapiens. Like, basically better our railroads, or the streets, or the communities and the homeless shelters. Much better than Homo sapiens.
Homo sapiens. Let them die. Save the humans.
Thank you. Thank you. So what happened here? They could just simply say don't know. What's the first problem? Is it a problem they don't know what Homo sapiens is? No, who cares? The first problem is they just don't know, they just didn't say don't know. Then the second is that from that single lie, let's say lie, they created a bunch of misleading statements. I can read it out. Oh, thank you. So, a bunch of It's moving here, it's not moving there. Okay, so what were these statements? They could be the next dinosaurs. Okay, no problem until now. We have to find a way to live with them. Oh, now we have user goals. We need separation. Oh, we have a feature list. It's not the fact that I don't like Homo sapiens. We always live without them. Now we have a mental model. I would give 50 amounts to save them. Oh, we have a price model. I saw one once at the zoo. We have an experience map. They are furry, big, gorilla-looking, you know. We have personas now. Railroad and streets are more important. We have a Kano model now. So what we see here from single, let's say lie, from a single misunderstanding, from a single don't know, as researcher, we have to face a lot of problems. So, researcher, market researcher, opinion researcher, and other researchers know this phenomenon. It's not new for them. Usually they correct the number somehow. They measure something and they're correcting the raw data with other numbers. Usually it's some kind of multiplying. How can they do that? They have a tons of experience, decades of experience. If somebody says I'm voting for A or B, they know how to correct it. If this somebody is living in Budapest and is age of 60s and is a woman. So they have a lot of experience to make different complicated correcting models. And they have a number which could be multiplied. But what about complex cases when the answers couldn't be summarized into a one single number, or when we don't have any experience because we are designing something new? So we have a kind of lie detector. It's called eye tracking. It's not bad. You can see gaze movements. You can see what people looked at, in what order, how long. And usually you can guess what's going on in their head because it's said what you are looking at, you thinking of also. But it's not for it's not cheap, it's not for every moment and not for every project. But there is an old Jedi trick I could share with you. It's called observation. You can forget opinions. You should observe user behavior. How? Give them tasks to solve, and why they're doing it, where they're working with a given app, website, gadget, whatever. You can observe them. You can see if the thing is functioning as a tool for the given purposes, what problems do they face, what pain points they have, do they understand the whole thing, what is missing for them, do they get stuck, goals, features, flows, interactions are good enough, and so on. So does it mean you're not talking with the users, you're not asking them? No, absolutely, it's not black or white, it's just the right order. First you observe, and then you dig deeper based on your observation by talking, by questioning. So it's only a secondary tool, a secondary action for clarification. You have to be, you can't be just called objective as most researchers are. And it's not enough you're just collecting raw data and you have statements like users said this button is not good because it's bad. You have to say something based on your observations, explained by your own objective interpretation. You have to investigate. It's not enough just collect evidence on the scene. You have to be the detective, not just the technician who is collecting fingerprints and taking photos. There's 3 levels of investigation you should be aware. The problem level, the solution level, and the form level. What does it mean? Let's say you have a web shop. You think there is a problem. Users can't find things. They cannot search. So you think the solution for that could be some kind of search tool. And you think that the form could be a search bar operating with tags and an auto-suggest box and stuff like that. And you're testing it and it's not working. Okay, you say, maybe the form is wrong. We need a search panel with different sliders, input fields, and knobs, and whatever. Okay, still not working. Oh, maybe the solution is not good. Maybe we don't need search here. We need sorting or filtering. Yeah, it's very similar, but still different. Or maybe the problem level is wrong. Maybe it's not a problem that they cannot search. Maybe they can search. They are not realizing they find it. So maybe there is some wording issue. Maybe the pictures are misleading. Who knows? But always, if you have raw data, you have to interpret it on that 3 levels. You have to ask questions from yourself. Is the form good? Is the solution okay? Is it the right problem I'm looking for? And so on. So, to wrap it up, testing is a design tool. It's a core design tool itself, and you should deploy it every time you put down the pencil. Second, first observe and talk later. Yeah, you can have questions, you can have discussions, but based on your observation, if it is possible. And third, investigate. Don't just collect empty statements. Go for the why, always. The third one is the main reason why is it not a good idea when a different team is testing when there's 2 different teams who was designing and who was testing, because testing is just part of the design. It's just like tasting. Okay, thank you very much. That was the 3 IDs to the back belt.